हेलो एवरीवन, दिस मीरा एवरी फ्रॉम हाजीपुर कुरैनी कैंपस और आज हम अगेन सीसीएम पर हैं।
Hey there.
So hi Maya, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Just thinking about how much people worry about the right words to say, you know? Like half the time we stress about sounding smart and miss the point completely. What's been on your mind lately?
Okay, what does the phrase bye bye mean?
That's an interesting one. Bye-bye is basically just a more drawn-out, extra sweet way of saying goodbye. People usually say it to kids or when they're being extra affectionate with someone they care about. Why do you ask?
Where did the phrase bye bye originate from?
Give me a sec to think about that. So, basically, the French Bible story has a couple of chapters. The first full version came out in the 13th century from the University of Paris, but that was based on Latin translations. Then Jacques Lefebvre d'Étape made a printed French translation around 1530, New Testament first, then the whole thing. But the really big jump was Pierre Robert Olivetan in 1535, who translated directly from Hebrew and Greek, which was a totally different approach.
How is bye bye different from simply saying goodbye?
Okay, just to clarify, you're asking about Baba. I'm not quite picking up what that means in this context. Could you explain a little more?
Why do people use bye bye instead of goodbye in casual situations?
I am going to keep better. You're using bye as a casual version of, sounds like maybe a nickname thing. So, like, what's the difference between saying just bye versus saying Baba goodbye in those casual situations?
How has the use of bye bye changed over time?
I'm not totally following. Are you asking how YouTube has changed our concept of time? Is that what you meant with bye changed over time?
How has the use of bye bye changed over time?
Okay, I think I'm starting to get what you're asking. You want to know how the YouTube bye, like when a video ends and says goodbye or thanks you, has changed over time? I'm not sure what you mean with bye. Are you referring to the end screens that appear after a video or something else that happens when you exit?
Can bye bye be used in formal context? Why or why not?
I'm honestly still not clear on what babab is. Is this a specific phrase in a language I'm not recognizing or a typo? If it's something informal like a nickname, it definitely wouldn't work in formal contact. Too casual, you'd want something more professional. Does babab have specific cultural context I should know about? I'm really struggling to understand what you're saying. There's a lot of uncertainty in that transcription. Something about security, new consecutive calling in the country. Can you try rephrasing that a bit more clearly? Right, so I'm not getting what you're...
What emotions are usually
I'm Maya.
associated with saying bye bye?
Well, that depends a lot on the way you say it. It can actually be pretty nuanced. So this, to me, most simply, it can just be neutral, like politely ending a chat. But if it's drawn out with that extra bye-bye feel, it often comes with a bit of fondness or warmth. Sometimes a little bit of sadness at the other person leaving, especially with kids. Sometimes you'll use it almost playfully to drag out the good moment 1 second longer. What made you curious about this?
Okay, so are three cultural differences in how bye bye is used?
Okay, cultural differences in how YY is used? I'm not familiar with that term. Could you clarify what YY represents in this case? I'm happy to explore cultural variations in communication once I understand what you're referring to.
Okay. How do children and adults use bye bye differently?
That's a good one. Adults usually keep bye bye pretty straightforward, quick, polite, just wrapping things up. But kids stretch it out. They might drag it out into like 10 bye byes at drop off, full of reluctance and maybe some tears, or they use it with this exaggerated waving and huge smiles that make it way more dramatic. Adults say it to end something. Kids often say it to try to make the goodbye last longer or to make sure they have a proper send off. Do you ever notice that difference when you watch kids say goodbye?
Okay. What are some alternative phrases that means the same as bye bye?
Lots of options. Depending on how formal or casual you want to be, you've got goodbye, so long, see you later, see ya, catch you later, later, farewell if you're being fancy, take care. Even just bye works fine. What kind of vibe are you going for when you choose how to say goodbye?
Okay, so Allah Hafiz everyone. We're going to
So
meet next CCM part of the Allah Hafiz.